Hello again. It's a late one today, but I've got a theme on my mind and I've been listening to quite a few of the records I want to show, so I'm going to talk about them. The Soul Quartet is a classic combination in soul music, and I guess, I mean, looking at all these, they're all male-voiced quartets, but there's some classic stuff, so I'm going to show it. Now I'm just going to run through a few here. The Persuaders, that's a classic album. A Thin Line Between Love and Hate, classic soul harmony group. This is an album I've shown quite a few times before, becoming quite sought after, but A Spectrum, this is a wonderful album. I highly recommend. First Class, nice cover, great song on that one. The Reflections, great sunglasses on that one. What's the song on this one? She's My Summer Breeze, that's the tune. This is a nice one. Timeless Legend, they're called. I think I got this was a record store day thing, but yeah, that was pretty good. Here's a classic as well, Philly Soul by the Modulations, doing the sort of street vagrant chic. Taking up the theme here, the Impressions when they were a quartet. They've been through various guises, but here they were a quartet. This was after Curtis, but still on Curtin Records, classic record, this one. Finally got myself together. And the records I actually want to talk about in a bit more detail are the following. And we're going to keep the Curtis Mayfield connection, starting with the Natural Four. Classic group. I think, if I'm not mistaken, this was all produced by Leroy Hudson. Well, not all of it actually, but he certainly had a big role in this, and there's some great tunes on this. Heaven Right Here on Earth, an absolute classic, which I think was a Leroy tune, but they did their version of it, which is very nice. Count on Me, a really nice funky little tune as well. What's Happening Here, lovely drum break at the beginning, very nice mellow soul with the vocal harmonies, the way I love it. A classic example. And we're going to keep with the Curtis connection. This is on Jamingo Records, which is one of the Curtin Records subsidiaries. The group here is the Notations, and it's a pretty decent album. Kind of famous because it's got the song Take It Slow, which is quite a popular song for the sort of mellow soul lovers, and it's very much basically another version of Heaven Right Here on Earth from that album. It's kind of like a ChatGPT version of that song, if you like. It sounds very similar. But the song I want to play here, which I really like, is called I'm Losing, which has a really nice, bubbly, funky swing, always mellow. But yeah, I think that those are the two tracks that really stand out, really stand out for me on this album. But yeah, really nice stuff with the Curtis connection once again.
I've been a slave to your loving, and I would like to break away.
And one more on Curtain Records. There you can see. Not such a well-known album, not such a good album to be honest. This is a band called Mystique. Again, there's 4 of them. And it's a bit more Curtain Records doing the disco thing. I can't see a year on here, but I'm imagining it's probably about 76, 77. There you go. You can hear it in the sound, but there's always good stuff to be had. You can't really go wrong with Curtain Records. And the song, to put it out here so I can just remember what it is It Really You? Lovely, lovely mellow soul. Great little introduction to start with. So really nice. I mean, it's one of those ones probably worth looking for the 45 rather than the LP, but nice to have all the same. See what you think. Okay, so those last 3 have all had some sort of Curtis Mayfield connection, however tenuous. This one has no Curtis Mayfield connection, but it's a great record. This is Smoked Sugar, and this is really nice. Bit funkier, this one, and I think really good songs all the way through here. It's on 20th Century Records, and yeah, it's really solid, this one. Really good album, really interesting production. The vocals aren't, there's better singers probably out there, but it does the job. You know, these there were many vocal groups at that time, so to get to record an album you had to be half decent, and they are certainly, with some great production behind them, some really nice songs on this one. I recommend it. It's quite sought after, this one. Can fetch a bit of money. I managed to get it very reasonably priced because the cover's not in great shape, and the record looks a bit bashed, but it plays fine. And to be honest, as I've said before, I think that's quite often what I prefer. I don't really want to pay loads of money for a record. If it's a bit grisly but plays okay, suits me. And just one more, a group formed, I'm assuming, by Ed Townsend, who is probably most well known for being a big collaborator with Marvin Gaye, especially on the Let's Get It On album. And this is a family group which he made with his sons, with the rather uncatchy name of Townsend and Rogers. I think they refer to themselves as 3TR here, which is perhaps a bit better. But that's the name of the group and that's the name of the album. And this is a really, really great album. I think really nice stuff. You can see Papa Townsend there in the middle, surrounded by his sons. Made this album. Really nice. This is a UK copy. This is from 1979 on Casablanca Records. Again, this one can fetch a bit of cash, but you know, I think I got lucky. If you keep an eye to the internet on eBay, I think I got this one at a very reasonable price. So really, really nice, and some really quality songs. Quite a lot of sort of ballady slow jams. What's a good one? True Love Is a Terrible Thing to Waste. Nice one there. And Playground, I think that's a good one as well. And Bring It Down to the Real, good classic soul quartet action, I think. Soul quartets I've been going through, and I've been trying to look, maybe I'll make a bit of a series. Soul trios, soul duos, soul quintets. We'll see what I find, because I've got quite a lot of these sort of albums. So see what you think anyway. I like talking about them. All the best. Until next time.